Hello, you're invited to sit down, settle down. Welcome to the beautiful session. After interesting discussions with Wikimedia Deutschland about the strategy, about product and technology, about money making, about hubs and affiliates. Welcome to the first session run by the Movement Charters Drafting Committee, including myself. Hi. I'm Michał, and we have the Movement Charters Drafting Committee here. So please, guys, raise the hand so you'll be seen. You'll be very helpful in our session, in our presentation. If we could show the slides. So hello, in the first role-playing session, Wikis and Dragons. We will be role-playing the future roles and responsibilities in the Wikimedia movement. So let's test drive the movement charter and the whole setup, if we can. So we are marching to welcome and intro. During this session, we'll break out to at least three groups. Three groups because we have three scenarios presented for you. Basically, there will be the three role plays. We will show you there, and you can choose basically in which role-playing game you want to participate. So can we have the next one? So we will try to provide immersion for the hybrid participants through one scenario, but I will be focusing here on the attendance over here in this group. So basically, you will have 30 minutes to play, to see how it goes in the scenario, and then we will ask you to have one person to report back. How was it? What was working? What was not working? What frustration came when playing this particular scenario? After this group discussion, you'll be reconvening as the whole group, and you will have basically the 5 minutes to share. Okay, let's see the scenarios. Sorry, one more thing. That will be the questions for you. So when you will be playing, please be mindful. Firstly, about the roles and responsibilities. What are the responsibilities of particular actors? And decision making. It will be quite important for us. So how particular decisions are being made. And please be attentive. Please be observant, and please tell us what's not working there. Okay, let's see the scenarios. So, scenario one, it will be basically Wikimedia Antarctica. So there will be an issue with a particular chapter, which is a member of a hub. And a lot of concerns arise from a particular chapter, and basically the issues needs to be solved. So you can participate in this particular scenario. What about it? You can think about the cold weather of Antarctica. The actors there will be the members of Wikimedia Antarctica, there will be AFCOM, there will be Cool Places Hub, which the Wikimedia Antarctica is a member of, and the Global Council. So if you want to be one of these actors, choose the scenario one. The next one. Scenario two, this will be Wikipedia to Mars. Basically, it will be a new partnership / fundraising project proposed by the Wikimedia Foundation, which eventually leads to the backlash from the editing communities. There are many pros and cons why some things are being made in this way or the other. Anyways, you can try yourself as a editing community, as the Wikimedia Foundation, as fundraising community, or the local chapter, which is directly influenced by this gig. And the third one, small community problems. So once again, the user group, Wikimedias of Botswana, has issues, has the serious issues with the governance, and the problems basically escalate. They escalate to the hub, they escalate to the Global Council, to the AFCOM. So once again, you can think about the problems of the smaller user group. and test drive. Okay? So please choose one of these scenarios, and we will be gather yourself. Scenario 1, I don't know, we can take it scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, and please gather yourself, and we will be distributing materials.
Hi, additional information. We need a minimum of 4 people per group because there are 4 roles in each group. If there are more, you will have multiple people in a role. We have printed out paper with the scenarios in full and your roles on each, so you'll be able to read a little bit more and be able to engage. So group 1, scenario 1, which is the Antarctica one, is over here. Group 2, which is Wikipedia to Mars, is over there. Group 3, which is the Botswana community, is in the back. And then we'll see you in about 30 minutes, and we'll pass out papers and whatnot.
Yes. One other thing to make it easier for you, we will have movement charter drafting committee members assisting you, basically. So we will be with you in your groups. So if you have any questions about the state of the game, so what roles and responsibilities or decision-making frameworks we have in this future, you can consult us. Enjoy.
10-minute, sorry, 10-minute warning. Please remember roles and responsibilities, decision making, and identify any gaps. everyone. Let's start to wrap up. Pick someone to come back and share. Three minutes. Okay, let's come back together. What about the Martians? Scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3. Let's come back together. I don't know any songs with the term together in it. I don't get that. Okay, who wants to go first? We need someone to come up here. Tell us what your scenario is. Tell us what conclusions you came to. Who did what within your group? Let's see if we can resolve the problems of Antarctica, Mars, and Botswana. Antarctica is still talking. Okay. Yes, yes. Scenario 2 is going to go first. Wikimedia to Mars. Tell us your scenario. Tell us who did what. Tell us what resolution you came to.
Sure. So I'll say that I say a few things to get started. We didn't choose someone to represent, and then I'll pass the mic. So please help me. So we talked. So in our scenario, there are a couple of tensions. Basically, a user group who has already had a relationship and partnership with a similar institution. So Wikimedia Foundation starting a partnership creates a lot of tension, and basically takes away resources and as well. Potentially takes away resources and also creates tensions between partners and the user group. Of course, the editor, part of the editor community is not happy. They have done RFCs and they're not happy about that. And Global Council is trying to help us. So the part about the, and again, like, please share your perspective. On the user group end, I was representing Wikimedia Foundation. So on the user group end, things were very negotiable. So things we were at a place that it sounded like the user group is basically concerned about the funding that is available to them and also how to save the partnership and the relationship that they have built, which may be damaged. And that sounded to me like something that we can sort out together, although there may be disagreeing views on this in our group. However, the deadlock was with the editing community, where there was an RFC in place and some of the editors had participated in the RFC, and there was a major pushback on, no, you just have to stop this partnership. And that is when we reached a deadlock that I'm going to pass it to you to help us understand like how Global Council is going to help us with.
Thanks. So the Global Council made really vague recommendations in this case, kind of trying to please both sides and postponing the key decisions, making other recommendations for the future, and asking to another body, an arbiter, to come in and trying to find a solution. So that's why the deadlock situation.
I guess I can just add from the perspective of then the user group, that recommendation was not useful because it continued to jeopardize our funding and our partnership. And so we requested a faster resolution of the issue with the Global Council and to have representation there to, essentially also make our case.
So the editing community sees itself as the guard of Wikipedia's reputation and quality, and having the responsibility to protect that from missteps of the foundation, and is generally well equipped to force its position through if it comes down to a confrontation. I think the open question that we didn't really resolve is whether the Global Council is going to be installed and elected in such a way that the editing communities see it as legitimate and are willing to follow a decision by the Global Council even if they don't agree with it.
And listening to these conversations, going to the questions, a couple of things need to be noted. Certainly Global Council needs to be much more quite operative, because in the crisis situation like that, the meetings we need to be held impromptu and in a very short-paced manner. Secondly, the arbitrage. So the arbitrage was proposed over the Wikimedia Foundation and the other bodies. So Wikimedia Foundation and the other bodies need to accept the arbitrage. The arbitrage needs to be binding. So they need to accept it in the advance, which is pretty important. The third thing, it was enforceability. So the questions, for instance, are if the decisions of the Global Council can be enforceable over, for instance, editing communities. Let's say that English Wikipedia is going against the Global Council. So how do we enforce it? Yeah. Thanks.
Group one, you want to go? Okay. Please explain your scenario and then the resolution.
Okay, so we were quite successful. We did not turn the cool case into a cold case. Cool, but not totally successful. So what happened? We had reports of abuse within the Wikimedia Antarctica communities, human and penguin abuse, misuse of funds, etc., but still big projects going on like Wiki Loves Penguins. We had 4 actors involved here, the AFCOM, the Global Council, the hub, the Wikimedia Cool Places hub, and some members from the Antarctica community which were not representative but kind of part of the opposition, but I wasn't sure of who they were exactly. So it was complicated to know if they were telling the truth, actually. But we had a first contact from the AFCOM to the Global Council saying, hey, we are AFCOM, we've got a problem, we don't have time, take responsibility over it, which was, a bit of a coward thing, but I was the AFCOM, so yeah. The Global Council, surprisingly, actually took responsibility after a first step of saying no, but finally they did. And we had a good proposition from the hub saying, hey, we can run a mediation, we are skilled for that. So after some discussion, we had a complete proposal made by the AFCOM as a council to the, as an advisory board to the Global Council, saying, okay, we can run the mediation and deal with the UCOC violation on the level of the hub. And then if it's not working, we can consider derecognition. But what arose is a potential problem of conflict of interest within the Wikimedia Cold Places hub. So we sought help from skilled people of the Wikimedia Warm Places hub with the same skills involved. So considering all of that, we were considering some side questions, but we were close to a solution. Of course, it took some time. So what are the key points from this great experience? Well, potentially we have too many contact points, especially when you have both UCOC problem, but other problems in the same time. It's a very complex case, so we don't know which are the precise responsibilities. Hubs, they have a lot of contexts, but not necessarily a formal way to interact, not a framework. They have to learn of that. And we have this problem of proximity versus conflict of interest. We still don't know if mediation is always a good thing to do in case of a conflict, of if we have to act more directly in case of clear violation, for example, taking conservatory measures for penguins. And we have still unclear responsibilities between the bodies, or responsibilities who don't fit the volunteer time in case of the AFCOM. I think the AFCOM has a lot of responsibilities, but not the time to deal with it. So I think that's it. I try to keep it short, but if anyone wants to complete. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Antarctica. Okay, now off to scenario 3. Who's our presenter? Jorge.
Okay. Tiens le micro. Okay. Please, I will speak in French. Anass will translate, please. For free. You can give me an invoice after. Yes. Nous sommes en fait un user group qui existe depuis 10 ans.
We're a user group existing since 10 years.
Et le groupe s'étend au fil des années. Il y a des clubs qui sont créés. Il y a le groupe qui s'étend dans différentes villes du pays.
So we are from a country called Botswana, and the group is evolving with years, and now we have several subgroups, and we're in different cities of the country.
Mais on n'a pas de compte bancaire. Les fonds qui sont envoyés sont reçus par les membres fondateurs qui sont, pour la plupart, un groupe d'amis qui a créé le groupe.
But we don't have a bank account, so the funds that are sent to us are sent to personal accounts of the founders, who are a group of friends who created the group.
On reçoit les fonds de la fondation, on reçoit les fonds du hub Wiki Waka Hub, auquel on est affilié.
We receive funds from Wikimedia Foundation, and we receive also funds from the hub that we're affiliated to, called WikiWaka.
Les rapports sont produits, que ce soit à la fondation de façon régulière, les rapports sont produits au hub pour justifier les différentes activités qu'on a menées.
Reports are sent on a regular basis to both the Wikimedia Foundation and to the hub about the projects that we perform.
Mais le problème comme membre, je parle ici comme membre, c'est quoi? C'est que les membres n'ont pas une connaissance de comment le groupe fonctionne.
But the problem for me as a member of the group, we as members, regular members, we don't know how the group is working.
Parce qu'on n'a pas de statut. Quand les élections arrivent, les membres fondateurs répartissent simplement les postes entre les différentes personnes qui cooptent, quoi.
So we don't have bylaws, and the founding members and the leadership just, when there are elections, for example, they decide whom to nominate and to assign for different roles.
L'autre problème, c'est que les rapports sont produits, mais les membres n'ont pas un regard sur les différents rapports. Ils ne peuvent pas poser des questions, ils n'ont pas accès aux détails des rapports. L'aspect financier, c'est pas connu.
So the problem is that reports are produced, but the members do not have any say or input or feedback about this information or these reports and don't have even access to it.
Donc on a saisi, on a informé le hub, on a informé grand officier de la fondation et on a aussi saisi l'AFCOM.
So we have informed the hub, we have informed the grant officer from the foundation, and we informed the AFCOM.
Dans les échanges qui ont eu, le hub nous propose une médiation pour pouvoir nous accompagner dans un processus qui nous permettra d'avoir un statut, un règlement intérieur.
In the discussions that we had, the hub suggested that we should have a mediation and also to help us to create bylaws and a better structure.
Le hub aussi nous propose de nous mettre en relation avec d'autres entités du hub qui sont déjà bien structurées et qui pourraient donc nous aider et nous accompagner dans le processus.
The hub suggested also to put us in contact with other affiliates that are within the same hub and that already have a good structure and from whom we can learn and get inspired.
Le hub aussi nous propose de pouvoir introduire dans des sessions de formation au leadership et à la gouvernance.
And the hub suggests us also to get trainings about leadership and governance.
Qui prendrait en compte le staff et les membres du user group.
And people who will participate will be the staff and the members of the user group.
Maintenant, la fondation est assez préoccupée par le sujet et les aspects preuves auxquels les membres n'ont pas accès intéressent la fondation.
So today the foundation is concerned by this situation and they're discussing about and this proves that there is a problem in the group.
Et se propose donc de vérifier et serait même prête à pouvoir engager un audit interne pour pouvoir faire le travail de contrôle des dépenses.
So the foundation kindly accepted to work on this and they will even have an internal audit to check this.
Mais avant ça, le AFCOM a donc la responsabilité de véritablement suivre le problème de très près.
But before that, the AFCOM has also responsibility to follow very closely this problem.
Mais l'AFCOM nous fait part des difficultés qu'ils ont. Ils sont volontaires, et ils n'ont pas assez de temps et ils n'ont pas la compétence dans le domaine de résolution des conflits.
So the AFCOM, when we talked with them, they said that they don't have time and also they are volunteers and they don't have skills required to solve conflicts.
Donc, ils proposent même qu'ils soient d'abord formés à la résolution des conflits avant de venir nous aider.
So the AFCOM told us that we should give them a training to solve conflicts before we solve their conflicts.
Donc, pour l'instant, il n'y a que le hub qui est disponible à pouvoir nous aider dans le problème.
So the hub, the hub is the only entity that can help us, but the foundation wants to say something.
Okay, we have a very bad feeling here. First, we are considering that the AFCOM may reconsider their volunteer position, maybe because obviously they are not in the bad, yeah. But there's another problem showing up is that this member of the group is not in leadership in the group. He came to complain to us about a whole bunch of things and we discussed that, we made a proposition and he's actually completely forgetting about this proposition. So that I think it's not a good show. Either the person doesn't understand anything of how things operate, it's a real problem, or they are actually acting in bad faith. So the proposition which was made was to have a mediation meeting, including the disgruntled member, the leadership of the user group, and the hub leadership, let's say the chairman of the group, so that together we could have a list of all the points on which he was complaining and to see how the person in leadership of the user group would answer to that. So that's the really number one thing to do, is simply to have a meeting to discuss things out and clear them out. So it's very annoying that you didn't get that, because I think everybody else got it. But, okay. So, so just to summarize, I think I will ask my assistant to summarize the whole meeting notes and to clarify the next steps, which is invitation for a shared meeting with the disgruntled member, the leadership of the user group, the leadership of the hub, so that we can sort out whether there is a problem or not. And if there is a problem, then we can go on with the audit and try to see what we can do with the AFCOM. I am sorry, I'm the grant officer of the Wikimedia Foundation. Yes. So no, that's a shared leadership. Yeah, that's a shared leadership with the hub. We need to sort out whether this person is actually acting in bad faith or just a jerk, or whether he has a real point. This is an official communication.
Thank you.
See, we are taking the leadership, I agree, but this is completely done in partnership with the hub. Okay, yeah. Not with the AFCOM at this point. Because in any cases, the AFCOM seems to be unable to fulfill any, too many internal problems anyway.
Okay, thank you everyone for entertaining us in your many scenarios. I know the MCDC and their support team have been taking notes about gaps and roles and whatnot. So thank you for participating. Do you want parting words, Michał?
Thank you very much for taking part in these scenarios. If you have any other concerns, please also reach us. You can take part in the consultation process. If you have any other feelings and thoughts, basically the limitations that you see, and you will have the thoughts after this session, basically, because I'm hoping that it pops up all the time, that you see that basically particular actors don't have such power, or they have too much power, or this power is completely reallocated. Please put it down on Meta, tell it to us. It will be very, very helpful.
Just shameless plug for our session tomorrow.
Yes, there is a session tomorrow. Jorge, maybe, please, go. You do the shameless plug. Show up yourself.
Just following on what Michał was saying, if you want to keep this conversation going, specifically how this will affect the drafts that are being discussed for the movement charter, and how you think this role-playing can be influenced in the charter that we're drafting, we invite you tomorrow to a 90-minute session in room 310, starting at 11:15, where we're going to have a very active discussion around the drafts of the charter. That's it. That's a plug. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.